Tuesday. Oh man, I need some honey real quick. So we're gonna do some ASMR. I'm gonna be eating honey. Oh, what's up? Hey, how you doing? I wasn't expecting people to come in so fast. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. What's going on? How are you? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've been tearing this honey up. Look how much honey I didn't ate in a day. I, I didn't ate almost a half a jar of honey in a day. Tearing that up. I'm doing live over here today. I'm doing some ASMR. Hold on. I'm doing ASMR. So funny. I did not see the helicopter crash. This is raw honey. It's a California orange blossom raw honey. It's a golden glory bee. Um, Citrus flavor and creamy texture made from nectar collected from blossoms of California orange trees. Yeah, that's why. I think a missile hit the plane. I don't even know what plane you talking about. Like, I've been tuning out to a lot of stuff. And I realized as I was scrolling through media, I was on my TikTok, and then I scrolled through a couple of telegrams, and I'm like, this is a lot of just stuff pushed at you day, every day with this media. I see all these different topics. I saw somebody get banned. Now I heard somebody say uh, a plane went down, and I was like, I just got up not too long ago, and I was like, I start my day off with bow bow bam bam. I'm like, man, come on, dog. Like, for real. I started realizing that being at peace with self really does reflect in reality and in your surroundings, because a lot of this stuff is just they trying to reset. And I'm just like, I'm tuning out to a lot of stuff that's out there. The end of the old system. It's the end of the old system. I agree. And I'm just tuning out. The old system collapsing. Yep. I agree. I just started tuning out. And I see what that means now. Like, why your higher selves and your people saying, be still with yourself. Because when you still here, it don't matter what's going on outside. Because you're going to be at peace. I ain't gonna say be delusional, but it's just like tuning all that other stuff out. I was just watching it, and I felt my body like, it's like, you know how your blood pressure raised. I felt it just watching these different things. And Trump, this happened, illegal immigrants, the Mexican cartel, and all this. I was just like, you know what, observe. I'm going to observe. I'm going to leave my awareness up and protect myself. But I'm just observing. It's popcorn show. This whole thing a giant ass popcorn show. So I was like, okay, this is to keep you. And then it's like you're elevating uh, destruction, fear, sadness, pain. I'm just like, yeah. It get to a point to where you say, I'm cool. Enough's enough. All this extra shit is to take you out of your steadfast, to take you out of your natural state. That's where dis-ease comes from. I'm not gonna dis-ease myself over none of this stuff. I'ma sit, I'ma relax and meditate with myself. I've been closing my eyes a lot lately. Observe but do not absorb. I've been observing and I'm like, it's like all these different things want to capture your attention. And your attention is your currency and your awareness. If you paying attention to it, then it becomes solid matter. But if you don't pay attention to it, right? I know for some people this is off the wall, especially when it comes to like spiritual stuff. But this is an energetic hologram. I will keep telling people this. It was proven this is an energetic hologram. And in order to keep you in lower frequencies, to slow your density, to make you more solid as matter, they have to institute guilt, fear, shaming, sadness, pain, anger, victimization in order to keep you on a slower wave like this. Because when you're in joy, gratitude, happiness, and love, your frequency and your waves move faster like this. So as as I'm becoming an observer and not absorbing what's happening, I'm tuning out the stuff that doesn't accelerate me, help me grow, let some stuff out of my mind. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that stuff I'm tuning out. And that goes from bot comments, robots, uh Amazon workers not going to work on this day. We're gonna do that. I'm tuning out a lot of that stuff, and I'm realizing it just comes down to inner self, and I see that now. Krispy Kreme, I think I had them once, but it's just coming down to just being. All these things are trying to influence you to be this or that. You can just be, and it's okay. And it's like, man, all this other nonsense that's being spewed, I'm like, y'all can have it. I'm not saying don't be prepared and don't protect yourself. I'm just saying all this other nonsense can be gone, bro. Motherfuckers, they got, everybody. I just saw mental. Oh, this person, if they wear this type of piercing, they crazy. If they have a this going on, they're this, and I'm like, why are y'all tying so much shit to shit? Can't y'all just be in existence? Like, man, I see why this motherfucker's a hard year, a hard school, cause towards the end, mofos just be losing it, man. This is the end of the simulation, and they trying real hard to keep people in solid dense matter. We are creating our own reality, and by observing and not absorbing, our quality of being will be better. I agree, but I also believe in protecting yourself too. I mean, you divinely protected, by the Most High always. I mean, for the people who are, but it's just like, man, as I see all these different news articles, these different videos, and I see why media is the goddess of illusions in Greek. I see why. Because all these social illusions, or all these illusions of things being set up, are like energetic nets to trap you into, like, oh man, you gotta be like this. You gotta be with this sort of group of people. You gotta like what I like. If you don't like what I like, you're a terrible person. I'm like, it's a bunch of energetic nets just like this set up. And people go for the carrot every time. And it's like, even with like the social media apps, they're getting, like TikTok, getting to the point to where it's like you can't say nothing. You can't say nothing. You say one thing, community guideline, and after a while, that repetition of stuff, it just gets old. It really do. It just get old. Like, oh man, I can't believe they banned me because of da 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 da. I can't believe I got these crazy comments coming in. Da 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 da. I don't. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And, comments and stuff from other people in real life, people changing character. I'm like, it doesn't matter. The people who are around you is around you, who's supposed to be with you. The beings that mess with you. They don't, they don't. The ones that want to keep you in these energetic nets, I'm breaking free of all them nets, man. It's a game of yin yang. Age of darkness is finished now. We switch to light. All I'm gonna say is darkness is a high form of light. Just like when you're in a baby's, when you're a baby, you're in a womb. You're born in darkness. You have dark matter creation. So, without the darkness part, light wouldn't exist either. That's another side to that most people don't. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like this. We got so much information these days from everything. So much information from everything that it's like you're trying to process what's going on and still live a normal life and still just do what you want to do for yourself. You know, you got to be at war, chaos and darkness. You got to be love and light. You got to be in between. It's always these things dragging you over here and here and here. I'm going to just be and let life flow on to me like it's abundantly. I wish I had it on me. I have some sayings I usually say for myself, that help me. I'm wealthy. Abundance flows onto me effortlessly. You can say whatever you want to. It's just keeping a steady frequency for yourself and maintaining through all the extra really does help your mental. And a lot of this place we're in is about mental capacity and mental strength. You still have your emotional, your physical, and emotional strength, mental intelligence as well. But this whole place is designed for your mental power, learning how to exercise your will, learning how to exercise and maintain in your steadiness so that you can use what you need to and grow from that position. Happy to catch the live. May I ask you how to find the ebooks on your Telegram? Okay, so I could just show. Are you on my Telegram already, Frankenstein's Bride? If you're already on the group, if you're already on the group, you go to the group, you click the profile picture. So I'll do it again. So if this is the profile, right? You see it? Hold on, let me do it from the other side. That way it'll be easier for you to see. So if you're in the group, you go to the profile picture, and then when you go to the profile picture, you slide over right here and you go to files. And when you go to files, you slide up and all the ebooks are right here. And then you can search up here, but you can use this little scroll bar right here, this little arrow on the side right here. And when you click the arrow, you can move up to different dates and stuff. That'll make it a lot easier. So we have a bunch of books on frequency, surviving without certain things you can do. It's 874 different free ebooks for y'all that'll help you. Okay, so y'all can download all these for free in the Telegram group. Like I said, you click the profile picture. Oop. And when you click the profile picture right here, this is where you'll come to. Yep, this is the profile picture right here. You'll see a med bed. That's actually what a med bed looks like. For y'all who don't know, this is a harmonic resonance machine. When you set somebody on it right here, this circle scans them and it sees the deficiency in the cell electrical current and restores electrical current for the cell with frequency, sound, and vibration. This is one of the next stages in healthcare. And you remember Dragon Ball Z when they had that water chamber? That's what that is in the back. They have a chamber, like, it's called the hyperbaric. Like, they use it for oxygen, but they have one for water. And these are pyramid houses too. You never see houses built like this, because these types of houses would generate energy throughout the whole planet, oh, our realm or planet, right? That's why you don't ever see houses like this, because they would conduct ether energy, and you could use solar panels on a house like this and create ether. And they used to do this. Some of the pyramids used to do this naturally, right? This is the type of society we should have if we had free energy, which we do. This is the type you could build a whole sustainable house in a pyramid. One floor could be your garden, right? Because the whole pyramid itself draws in ether. Pyramid means fire in the middle. So you're drawing in ether from the top of the pyramid, and it can power and charge your house. This is how the houses are supposed to be. Yep. That's how we're supposed to be in reality. You're supposed to have free energy. Society wouldn't have to worry about basic stuff, water, food, all that stuff would be taken care of, like Tartaria was. And then we could focus on creativity and upgrading civilization. Instead of, oh yeah, I got to get this much money, I got to go to, we could focus on civilization, how society is supposed to be. So in other places around what we call the universe, there are cohesive societies that do stuff like that. They have their own version of energy gathering machines. They have their own version of uh, energetic based, 0 point energy based technology that they use, right? When you vibe high, you are abundant. Exactly. Exactly. You will get free energy and stay high vibe and healthy all the time. Just doing the best we can, especially on this realm. This shit crazy. For the higher, there's higher dimensional entities. If you come down here, just know you're gonna be putting in that work. I see why this the hardest level. If you come down here, you finna put in that work. Oh man. Whew. Some days it'd be like, man, I can't give no details because you know it is what it is. When you come down here, just be ready. This is strong. This is you gonna grow your energy. I'm gonna just just say you gonna grow exponentially more than you think you are. That's all I'm gonna say. Come down here if you want to. You gonna learn a lot because I know I've learned a lot here. I'm very grateful for my experiences and all that I've gotten to do in my existence. And helping people along the way has been nice. And being helped too. But still. But like I said, man, there's a lot of this stuff out here. Just it's just trying to drive you into a sort of madness, if you will, like a psychological anchor on your brain. You always have to be in some kind of stress hormone, or your brain, or you're like, damn, all this stuff is going on, I can't pay this is happening. And I realize it's like, just relax, focus on what you can control, and let the other stuff go. I heard other beings waiting for us in other realms, so when it ascend, we should teach them about here. See, I know there are other beings in other realms waiting, but don't know what's gonna happen. Like, after you've been here for so long, it's like your memory starts changing, right? It's different. I mean, I don't even know the rules when you leave. I don't know if you can teach stuff about stuff here, because I don't know what the rules is when you leave. It's been a long time. I've been here for a minute. But it's like you can help a lot of people though. It's a lot of beings out there that are already at a certain level, but you're just doing the best you can. I mean, more like, huh? I've been seeing a lot of people come in with some random comments. That's more like cash ass. What? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, too many lefties. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to focus on what I can control, and all that other stuff that people were doing, that all this other extra, y'all, they can do that. That's fine. Do y'all. I'm getting out of these. Do you believe? And I don't know who this is, man. Hide user on this channel. Wow, easy. Yeah. So I just hit him. So I don't have time to sit here and play games with all this other, these AI bots and these people sit to stop you from saying stuff. Motherfuckers tired of all that. Very grateful for being here and learning from this position. But what we have to be grateful here, it feels good when you know what you should do. Honestly, I could be a bad guy. That's easy. But changing it up and choosing healing, that's the harder path. Because it's easy to be chaos on the cool. It's easy to be chaos and darkness. But to choose a path of healing through turmoil, that's the real challenge. To choose to be calm and at peace with self, that's the challenge. Especially through chaotic times and through chaotic events. Choosing peace of self, that's a difficult path to take. People want you to feel certain roles, not even asking you your opinion. They just want you to feel this roles. You have to be this. You have to be that. Why? I thought we had free will for a reason, right? They want you to do these things like, freedom is what's given by divine right, right? That's called sovereignty. You have free will to choose what you want. And I'd rather not choose options that'll put me in slavery or in chains or in bounds by somebody or some being. You know, I know we have cosmic order, cosmic stuff we do, but we still have free will too. We were given that in order to exercise it and create so we can have more experiences. Experiences is what gives us more awareness. Also, experiences is what helps us to elevate ourselves, even though we are the pinnacle of creation or pinnacles of creation. It's okay. Hey, enjoy your break fast. Yeah, you enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Break your fast. Do you? I had a 2 day fast. I broke mine yesterday, and now I'm eating honey. There's different types of fasts you can do. I'm doing one. I'm gonna do one meal a day. I think that works best for me with my lifestyle. One meal a day, mostly fasting, majority of the day, and I've been eating honey. I'm not gonna lie. This honey has really helped me a lot. Just eating it out the jar, like I get a sweet craving. I just start eating honey. I'm like, I'm hungry. I need some water, and I put a little Celtic sea salt in it. Something simple. Get a couple minerals in. The Celtic sea salt give you about 80 minerals. Just something simple. I'm pushing. The reason why I'm talking about all this stuff is because there's a lot of stuff on the news. There's a lot of stuff that's happening to draw you into these different nets, right? And you have the option to choose what kind of net you want in your life. Learning the choices of what you create, learning the choices of what impacts you the most. I got a Manuka from Costco, 35. Yeah, Manuka is good. Manuka is really good. They're good for wounds too. If you ever have a cut, you could just take a little bit, like a Q-tip, put it on the wound, and then put a little bandage over it. It'll help wounds too. Manuka honey. And then they have Gemaretto honey, which is good for the eyes. They have them in the liquid drops. They help your eyes a lot. They're better than like Visine and stuff like that. Gemaretto honey, but it sting though. I ain't gonna lie. One drop, it's gonna sting, but it's gonna help your eye. And then, real quick, what kind of bees? Manuka honey comes from the Manuka tree. Manuka trees are in Ireland, I believe. Ireland, and there's one other place that has Manuka trees. But it's one of the few trees that produce honey naturally. It's similar to like how those trees in Canada produce maple, right? It's there's a couple of trees in the world that naturally produce syrup, like their own version of a syrup. I'm like, nature got everything, man. Nature, New Zealand. That's what. Yeah, New Zealand got the Manuka trees. Love from. I'm not sure what your country flag is, but love to you, Lola. The Merkaba is your space Uber, basically. So the Merkaba, for one of the things you have, when you astro travel, your Merkaba starts spinning right here, right? So a Merkaba is basically two pyramids inside of each other. One is down and one is upside, and um, one's at the standard. You know how the normal pyramid looks, and then the other one is an upside down pyramid inside of itself, like the Star of David in the Jewish community. How that star looks, you have one of those that sit in your heart. Here, this is where one of your energetic electromagnetic fields produces from. So you have a torus or toroidal field that emanates from your third eye, your heart, and your root. These, especially your heart, you know how they tell you follow your heart? It's because your heart emanates a certain field around you that helps to refract reality around you. That's why more people tell you to follow your heart more than your brain, because these are just fields of energy. So basically, imagine like a field's coming out. Whoop, 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 whoop. Same thing for your heart. That Merkaba spins, right? As it spins and rotates, it allows you to do different things. It's like a universal, spiritual universal. I just say space Uber because it's easier for people to get it, but it allows you to do multiple things. Astral travel, travel to different places. It allows you to use your spiritual gifts as well, because when some of those things sometimes when you're using like remote viewing or something like that, it rotates inside, because all everything is cells, energy lines, waves, light, just rotating in different ways. Faster, slower. It's energy, frequency, and vibration. Those are the keys to the universe for real. And they're rotating and moving in different ways in order to project different energetic fields. This is the projector. This is like the creation. Like, imagine, you know how you go to the movies and they play the movie? This is playing the movie. This is the projector of the movie, if that makes sense. I'm not gonna lie, the whole media society overall is a big joke at this point. But I'm grateful to this opportunity to do the best I can and be proud. Honestly, I agree. I'm just doing the best you can, controlling what you can for yourself, and just tuning out the extra shit. So some of the media stuff, right? So if your field is doing this, whoop, 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 when you take in anything, any kind of information, any kind of videos, movies, games, anything, it's basically like a wave of light coming into your field, right? So if your field is doing this and that wave of light comes in and then it starts changing your field, you'll emanate another type of reality. So when you slow down, even if this comes in, you'll recognize it. Be like, wait a minute, this wave of energy is throwing my wave of energy off, so I can discard that wave. Just like your thoughts are just energetic light coming in, like a train station. That's what I tell people. So your thoughts are like a train, right? Thought comes in, doop 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 doop. All right, I'm at the station. What are you going to do with it? Nothing? All right, bet. Boom. You know how people have the same idea? The idea is a strand of light. And what happens, so let's say I'm going to make a new design for a house nobody's ever seen, right? It already exists as a strand of light, a conscious light. So it's in the ether, right? So if this is the train station, that strand came, doop, doop, doop. That's the design for it. No, I'm not going to do it. And the design keeps going. But if it goes like this, doop, doop, doop. Oh, here's the design for it. Oh, let me act upon it. Boom. Then it becomes into fruition because everything exists already. Everything is in creation exists already. There is nothing new. There is nothing new. Everything is already, even the stuff you think is brand new has already been created. It's just energetic strands of light that you're accepting into your reality to project it in your image. That's why they call this an energy projection. That you're just projecting what is already around. And it's like reawakening. Oh, shout out to Kenya, love you. It's like you've been in a sleep or a sleep mode for a while, and now you're waking up from that nap, if that makes sense. Raw honey and bee pollen are good for prostate, testicular health, testosterone, and production. Yeah, I agree. Raw honey is super good. And royal jelly, like royal bee jelly, is really good too. Mm. As long as it doesn't get derailed, we'll be in good shape. For real. For real. I agree. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening with what's going on in the world, right? We have all the medicine we need in nature, but all these energetic strands of light come into you, and you can choose what you accept into your your structure. Even your body is just a giant energy ball. That's that's the best way to describe it. Your body is a bunch of smaller energy balls compressed together to create a solid shape. That's really what it is. And as you recognize this more and more, you'll start to be able to manipulate those shapes in order to manipulate reality. So what I mean is, if you look at your cellular structure, there's a version of you that is the complete version of you in different forms. So there's a basketball player version of you. There's a archer version of you. There's a swimmer version of you. You're tuning your cells into the tone or the frequency in order for that reality to come into your. This is like quantum physics with metaphysics put together, basically. I'm just trying to simplify it as best as I can. So it's like all the versions of you exist. So you have infinite versions of yourself. So there's a version of me with blonde hair or green hair or blue hair. And it's like moving your energetic cells to the version of you to project that image throughout your third eye. What we call the third eye is actually the first eye. This is like your spiritual projector. How do I begin to understand the concept while also feeling emotionally disconnected from the world around? So the thing is, you're supposed to feel your emotions. You're not supposed to suppress them. There's never, you're not supposed to suppress them. We're taught in the world to hold your emotions in, to always be stone faced, and to not show emotion. But your emotions are basically energy waves. That's why they call it emotion. It's energy in motion. You're supposed to be able to feel that emotion come in and determine how you want to move that energy. So if you have anger, for instance, let's say I was angry, I could go to the gym and use that anger as a fuel to pump my muscles, right? Let's say you had sadness. Instead of being just sad, I can choose to use that for poetry or write something. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's learning how to use the energy and is rolling with the energy instead of trying to fight against the current, if that makes sense. A lot of people fighting against the current. When you allow it to flow, it makes it easier for more energy to flow into you and more of reality to be able to be manipulated by you, because you have creation power. That's what people don't get. People say, yo, you ain't a creator and all this. You were given creation to experience and have more awareness. If you stick to the same old all the time, after a while, that experience is just a loop. So when you do something different, for instance, you know how you brush your teeth with the right hand, tomorrow do it with the left. You know how you, let's say you have a wok on the kitchen and you use your right, use your left hand. What happens, it develops new neural pathways for your brain. Even something simple like that, just instituting little bitty increments of stuff you like to do and stuff that brings joy to you, gratitude, love. Those little increments add up over time. That's why it's so important. Yes, we are a receiver. This is your antenna. You're a receiver, right? You take what resonates, just like Trina said right here. You take what resonates with you. So there's countless energy waves and lines around you at all times. There'll be some waves that come to you that are not for you. You'll feel them. It's an emotional energy, or it's a magnetic energy that you have, that you, or electromagnetic or electro energy you feel, but it's not for you. It's just something to help you grow. So some things are like Lego blocks, right? Some of them come by to help you develop a couple of pieces so that when you have a certain foundation, when the right electrical block comes in, it's like Tetris. Choo, choo, choo. Except instead of the foundation disappearing, it builds upon itself faster, if that makes sense. So the stuff that resonates with you, it'll 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 feel like flowing in water. That's when you know you're in the current. Just like if a surfer was on a wave, if it feels right to you, it'll feel like you're moving on water. And a lot of people have those types of things in their life where when you're doing these types of skills, let's say you pick up a skill you never touched before, and all of a sudden you know what to do. It's because that energy resonates with you, and you probably have already done that skill before. Which that second strand of DNA they call junk is a cosmic memory card. It's like a it's like a space USB for all your memories of energy, basically. Think of it as energy memory. Okay? When it's affected by certain ultraviolet lights, certain frequencies, certain vibrations and tones, which is your environment, your reality, the people you hang out with, it starts to refract in different ways to unlock different things inside of you. Like I said, this is like quantum quantum physics with metaphysics. So I'm trying to make it easier so that people can get it. You know what I'm saying? Because trying to explain some of the concepts, it sounds like some hippie stuff. But to put it in a sense to make it easier for people to get it, you know, what's your advice for to increase or improve your discernment skills? So when you're paying attention to something, you have a natural radar inside of your body, right? I'm gonna show you an example. You ever be around somebody and all of a sudden you get goosebumps? You ever be around somebody, you get a headache all of a sudden? You ever be around somebody, your stomach start hurting around that specific person? That's your body letting you know it's something about their energetic field that's throwing your body off. We all emanate in an electromagnetic field around our bodies. Within 6 feet of each other, your heart has telepathy, or an electrical current that goes heart to heart. When you're in these other people's fields, sometimes your field might be moving like this, but theirs is like this. You know what I'm saying? Yours is. And when that happens, it's something about that person's field, which is their existence, their energy, how they live their life, what they do. It's something about their field that lets your field know, like, hey, it's this ain't a person for me. You know how many people avoid red flags in people? because they want to see the best in that person. Your body and your brain, your heart and your brain will tell you about a person before you even talk to them. And that's part of what your intuition is. Your intuition is like partly a radar in a sense. It's like a radar. So, for instance, you ever been around somebody? I don't get a good feeling about that guy. That's your field. Your field is emanating, and it's something about their wavelength of their field letting you know, like, hey, I don't know about that. I don't know about this. And it, like all beings, emanate fields of energy. If they're good or bad, animals, children, everything emits a field. And it's learning how to use your internal field as your radar to determine what's best for you or not. That's why I tell people, when we start seeing extraterrestrials, some people gonna say they're demons because that's what type of field they learn growing up. In certain religious texts, they label them as demons, but there's beautiful beings out there that are helpful to different groups of beings out there, and there's some that slave like, we gotta rule you type of beings out there too. It just depends on the beings. It's like a collective energy net with energy nets inside of a grid of energy nets. All of it is just energetic lines. It's the whole universe, the realms, planets, everything is just a giant ass energy grid with frequencies and lines doing this, moving in different directions, different sacred geometry patterns, and all that. It's just at a base level, it's just a giant ass energy grid. And how you project in your energy grid is dependent on how you see your universe. They call it universe because uni is one and verse is a portion of. So when you say universe, this is like saying this is a portion of the cosmos, which is you. Everybody has a portion of the cosmos inside of them, reflecting in how they perceive reality, if that makes sense. Because I know, explaining this to certain people, it's like, huh? This don't make sense. That's why they call it a universe. How you perceive reality through your body, right? And how you perceive reality inside is what refracts outside. So you are a cell, right? You are a cell in a bigger energetic body, and then that bigger energy body is a cell in a bigger, and it just goes on infinitely. That's why the universe is so infinite. It goes on infinitely. And I know that sounds strange. And that's cool with the Jesus stuff. I get where you're trying to go. This is what I'm talking about, religious stuff. I wish you do the best in your religion, but religion, the word, means religare. In Latin, that means to rebound or to hold to a monotheistic set of views. And that goes for any religion, to hold you to a set of views, right? Holding, limiting to a certain set of views, right? If you're a limitless being, isn't that like slavery on your mental, right? A lot of religions on the cool are like cults. I'm just be honest. If you don't follow this set of patterns, if you don't follow this set of rules set by my certain deity or set by my certain group of people, then you're wrong, you're blasphemous, you got to go to hell, right? Hell is a construct of the mind. People don't get that. They used to teach slaves that they gonna go to hell if they do bad. And they tell people you gotta die to go to heaven while they hold all the riches, while they hold all the stuff. Does that make sense? Why do you have to die to go to heaven when heaven is wherever you at? Why is heaven always up and hell is down? Who designed that? People don't question stuff like that. Heaven and hell is left to right. It's not up and down. It's not like a hierarchy. It's left to right. It's polarities of energy, where you move your energy in a way. That's a concept. But like I said, I don't deny anybody's views. I'm like, you choose to accept what works best for your universe. That's why I tell people, just like Jesus reached Christ consciousness, Buddha reached Christ consciousness, Krishna reached Christ consciousness, Muhammad, all them people, they reached Christ consciousness because they all pretty much had the same message on the cool. A lot of the religions have the same message. They slightly change up the rules and the values and the cultures, but pretty much it's the same thing. On the cool. Can we should our energy from people? Wait, can we should our energy shield our energy from people we have to be around? So you have a natural ability to defend from other beings. You have a natural shield around you, and you can use a shield around you by, I know people don't use visualization a lot, but visualization is your imagination, and imagination is your greatest gift because imagination brings creation and in from thought into form. That's why it's so important. Imagination is one of the greatest gifts you've ever been given because as you visualize, the universe sets it up for you basically. You visualize and you start to create it basically, and that creation becomes your experience. And when and having a natural shield around you, you can always protect yourself, especially once you learn you are the creator. You're okay. Look at this. You see what I'm talking about? When I'm talking about real stuff, even on YouTube, they got a dude right here who just said, "You gay dude." That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. But you see right there, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that energy and just never mind it. And the next thing I'm going to do is just hide the person. And that's how you choose to remember when I was talking about absorbing the energy and choosing what to do with it. That's what I just did. See, that's the type of learning how to use your energy is what we came here to do. That's one of the biggest things for coming here. For you to be here right now, you had to be the top of the top from wherever you're from. You had to be, top notch from wherever you're from in the cosmos. And for you to be here to utilize your energy how you want to. I choose not to be programmed and do all that extra shit, bro. I let that shit go, man. On the cool. You get tired of it. Hold on real quick. Real quick. Okay. Oh, my bad, y'all. Okay, perfect. Um, what the? Brad, you are powerful enough to create your own shield. Sit in silence and let the answer to how your shield should be come to you. Command the end result to be your. Let me pin that because Trina know what's up. Let me pin that. Shout out to her. See, even just because I know a couple of things, I learn stuff all the time too. I don't know everything, and I'm glad I don't because, learning is beautiful. The weird geometric shapes and colors when in meditation or when eyes closed. Those are sacred geometry shapes. And the colors you're seeing is the actual colors. Think of it as like a prism, right? You're seeing the real world. I know this is going to sound strange, but seeing geometric patterns, seeing like different auroric colors, symbols, light, you're seeing different versions of light. Some of it is precursors to telepathy. I know most people don't believe in telepathy It's been documented by the three-letter agencies and organizations. They have their own versions of those hired in the offices and stuff like that. Documented, by the way. When you're in meditation and you start seeing the symbols, you close your eyes, you start seeing different colors. You see these different varieties of patterns, right? You're learning the essence of what everything is. As you're in this body right here, right? Your eyes only see 0.035 of the light spectrum around. So there's still 99.97 things that you don't see around you. When you close your eyes, your first eye activates. You have crystals in here called magnetite and calcite crystals that activate as soon as you close your eyes. Your actual third eye is like over here in this region, right? But you have crystals that come up here, and like it's been documented, you have a quartz crystals that sit in your pineal gland. That's why they do so much to try to calcify it. When this is calcified, you can't see the real world. You only see the physical stuff around you. That's why they do so much to calcify this. When this is decalcified, you can see the stuff around you that you couldn't see before, right? So when this is more open, your intuition is higher. When this is more open, you can read people easier. When this is more open, you're tuned into nature more. You're tuned with animals more because you see these different energetic lines. So think of it as like a lock. When this is calcified, as a lock on here, right? When this is locked, you can't see the other energetic strands of light around you. But when it's unlocked, you can see all that other light that you couldn't see before, right? So they do a lot. They put a lot, like your whole body is just electric magneticity. So it's electromagneticity, right? You emanate fields all the time. They put heavy metals in your food to make you more solid, right? This whole body is not, if you look at a microscope, you take a PCO skin, put it on a microscope, or you zoom in with a microscope to your skin, you'll just see a bunch of cells doing this. They're rubbing against each other to create a solid form, right? When they add heavy metals to your foods, right? You're an electric being, right? That turns you into a heavier antenna. You have a natural antenna that's light, right? They try to turn you into metal to turn your radio station. So imagine radio station A is spirituality, radio station B is physicality. The more metals and stuff I give you, the more I turn you to the physical, even though the spiritual is the first area. If that makes, does that make sense? And you're getting light codes. Yep, just like Trina said, light codes. So light codes are basically like what we call downloads is light. That's really what it is. I'm getting a down is light. You're receiving light and you have the light inside of you. It's more like an upload, really, because the light is already, you have this thing called the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records is just the name for it. That's the name we use. But it's basically a light library of your entire existence. If your soul is immortal, you have like a history, like a universal history for your being. And that's what we call the Akashic Records. There's a universal Akashic Records, which is like Google, right? And then everybody has their own personal Akashic record. That personal Akashic record is like those uploads you get, right? Like I was outside in the sun. And when you go into the sun shoots light at your pineal so that you can receive more light codes. That's why they always tell you go outside in the sun, because you get more light codes. And as you receive these light codes, it's like your DNA is energetic strands like this, right? So imagine you have information in each of those helixes inside of your DNA. When that light hits, it's like bing. Oh, I need this type of information right now. That light comes in, bing, goes into your DNA, spins it around, clicks on the clicks on like one of the helixes, the information is extracted and then it's uploaded into your pineal gland. That's another reason why they try to obstruct your chakra points. This is just an electric energetic highway for your emotions, your toroidal field, all that. This is an electric energetic highway. When I disturb these electrical currents, it makes it harder for you to receive that light. That's why they do so much to mess with our everything, to disturb those electrical codes and those that a light coming in and uploading. That's why they do all this extra stuff to, because they know how powerful you are. You are so powerful. Some of you are probably as big as a constellation, or as big as a universe, or as big as a planet. But you compressed your energy down to create this physical body, and this physical body is probably 1 to 5% of your actual being. Like your whole life that you've lived from age 0 to 80 is 1 to 5% of your actual body. That's how powerful your motherfucking ass is. That's how powerful your ass is. 1 to 5%. Not even 10% of what you really are. Some of you, I'm telling you, bro, you probably look like a puppet master to ants. That's why spiritual and that's why I'm spiritual and don't mess with the whole religion. Especially there's too many confusion, misinformation, and bias. I let people do what they do. I respect people's views and what they choose to do. But for me, I moved from religion to spirituality because spirituality in Latin means la spire, which means to breathe. That's the biggest thing. Spirituality, the base foundation of spirituality is to breathe. That's it. Breathe, because you are given the breath of creation, the breath of the Most High. You get what I'm saying? And from that breath, you can create whatever you want to. Imagination is nothing if you can't bring it into the physical form. Imagination is everything, because without imagination, it would never appear in the physical form, right? You can try to create whatever you want to, right? Engineers didn't just make stuff, they had to imagine what they were creating first. You know what I'm saying? Society didn't just make rules, they had to imagine what kind of laws they needed to make. Your car that you drive to work, they didn't just build that, somebody had to imagine that. If that imagination wasn't around, we wouldn't have physical. We wouldn't have anything physical at all, or spiritual for that matter. If we didn't have any imagination, we wouldn't have anything physical or spiritual. That's why imagination is another word for creation. That's all it is. Imagination is another word, just like visualization is another word for creation. I was like, hey, like I said, you choose your views. I respect your views and what you do. I'm just explaining from my point of view. That's because we've been told that anything spiritual is demonic to keep us from accepting our gifts and energetic truths. They taught us to fear it to keep us in prison. That is facts. Like you learn your whole life that dark is evil, right? Right? But you're made out of dark matter particles. So that just means you're an evil being off the rip, right? You're just evil. You was just born evil, right? Because you're made out of dark matter. So since dark is evil, you get what I'm saying? Like they've always, like a cult. When you hear the word occult, that just means hidden, hidden from society, hidden knowledge. They do stuff like this so you don't look inside and you don't do all that extra. None of this stuff works without imagination and creation. That's why I say I'm tuning my energy in to let go. But like God, the term God, there's a couple of ways you can describe God: generator, operator, destroyer, right? Another term for God is grand orchestra director. Most people never heard that one, right? The whole everything is a symphony. and you're the conductor of that symphony, tuning the synchronicities, tuning your life together just like a symphony, using frequency, energy, and vibration to have harmony within the whole orchestra of your life. That's what you're doing right now. And I know that sounds strange for people, but it's another term because you are the conductor of reality, and helping people to see this type of stuff is difficult, especially when you've been pre-programmed already to. So imagine being programmed to be in a box when you a whole pyramid. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's limiting you already when you're in a box. When you think outside of the box, you have the rest of limitlessness. Build and destroy. Destroy old self, the program version, and build yourself back up. Exactly. Get rid of the stuff that no longer serves you. Okay? Plus the gov is too. See, another thing about the governments around the world, their purpose in the name, government, govern the mind, right? To keep you in a certain mindset so that you don't question things, right? Look at the state of America. We are America's looking like a third world country when people found out, like in certain countries they don't have a credit score, right? They can buy a whole thing of groceries for 250 a month in certain places. You pay property taxes one time in certain countries and you own the object. You own whatever it is. You don't have to keep paying property taxes, mortgages every year. The AI China just released, for instance, right? Silicon Valley in California was asking for trillions of dollars. They made the same AI for $5 million. That's showing you all these people money laundering with taxes and all these other things, right? It's to control you to be in a certain mind state so that you don't question things. That's what most governments are for. Originally, they were supposed to keep balance to society. But what happens when that balance is overrun by other beings who have money? Now, I'm not just saying money is bad. I'm just saying what happens to when they break the rules? Who handles them? Most people forget in the Constitution, for instance, in America, you have the right to go against them if they start acting belligerent, right? Most people are pacified because they have bills and your foundation set up so high that you're like, oh man, I got to go to work 20 hours a week. That's another thing. In America, you work 60 to 100 hours or more just to barely make it. And there's countries where their limit of hours is 40. You see the difference? Like people are breaking through the illusions of all this stuff. And they're like, why are we doing this? This is 600, we're paying 600% interest on everything for no reason. You're living, you're doing all this work in life to get old and then live life. What? I'm not trying to be 60 years old living life. I want to live now. But in America, you living to pay. And I'm not just saying, I'm not just trying to put America under the bus. I'm just giving an example. Like, you see what I'm talking about? It's ridiculous. If you imagine it, you can create it or already have created it. Yeah. You definitely feed in our spirit souls. Yeah. It's okay. I'm just doing the best I can. And now we're to the point where the people who are awake are awake. There were some people who were in between, like in between, and now they can choose whether they want to go up or down, stay in the same realm or move higher. That's really what a lot of us were here for, to help the people in between. So, whatever people choose from now on, it's free will for them. Y'all do y'all. I'm starting to tune off of social media more. I'm starting to tune out to a lot of this extra stuff around. Because I realize all it's doing is just, man, keeping you in this, man, I gotta act like this. I gotta join this group. I gotta be a part of this tribe. I gotta be a, I gotta be this. I gotta have this name. I gotta be attached to. I'm learning detachment. Learning detachment. I am going to just be and be free. That's my choice. Be free. Live. Anything else, hey, that's on y'all. That's how I feel now. It's just like they just changed the whole story of the drone and then smiled about it and told everyone to move on. Those lights, those orbs in the sky, you know how we were talking about the Merkaba earlier? Those are other beings, Merkaba, passing through. What some of the stars we see are like Merkabas moving by. Your Merkaba is like a space Uber because since your frequency, once you learn to move that Merkaba, it allows you to travel and see more stuff. That's why that Merkaba, it's called a Merkaba or Merkaba, that sits in your heart. That's why the letters of Earth, if you rearrange them, it spells heart because you emanating in this heart realm. This is a heart realm. This is a mental realm. It comes from the heart. That's why they tell you to follow your heart. That's the way to go. You use your brain for logical points too, so you can have a balance. To it's like you feel with emotion and then you use logic sometimes because sometimes the logic will hold you back, sometimes the emotion will hold you back. But it's learning how to have it steady. It's like a seesaw. Sometimes it'll be heavily favored on one side, heavily favored on the other. It's like a seesaw. It's just okay. So it might lean over here. That's okay. If it might lean over here. That's okay. I just need to see what works best for me in that moment because the present is all you have. The future is created by present decisions. That's why they say everything you do now, those micro decisions, are what really make the future. How is it not spiritual entendre? I didn't get what you said, Horn. World be free. If you could, uh, I didn't understand what you were typing. But like I said, everybody has their own views. Everybody has their own takes on reality because their universe is created differently, right? It's like a giant mirror, right? We're all a part of this giant mirror. Somebody comes and throws a brick in the mirror. The mirror shatters into different pieces. The different pieces are you. Even though we're part of the same mirror, the mirror never changed. The only thing that changed was the pieces. And the pieces are still a part of the mirror. You get what I'm saying? You're a different refraction of how the mirror is. So some pieces might be super big, some might be little bitty pieces, but how your refraction is created, you're still a part of the mirror. Does that make sense? I know I'm giving a lot of I'm giving a lot of stuff, but the only thing that matters in your own perception of reality, internally and externally. Yep. Your perception. Live by choice, right? The decisions we make, choices, yeah. Your perception of reality is externally comes from the internal choices of what you choose. Like I said, I'm choosing healing. I'm choosing healing for self so that I may see healing in my world. That's how I say it. I choose healing within myself. I choose to forgive some of the people. I don't have to fuck with them no more, but I choose to forgive some of the people that I did, you know, that done stuff to me, and I ask for forgiveness for the people I've done bad to or done some whole shit to in my life because at the time I thought that was the best decision for me. But if they don't talk to me no more, it's okay. You know, it's just like if I don't talk to them no more, it's okay. Some people won't forgive certain people because they do crazy stuff. Like if somebody took out a family member of yours or something, I get it. But it's up to you to choose how you want to be perceptive to that reality. You know what I'm saying? Me, myself, I'm choosing healing. I want to heal because I've had chaos in life. I've had peace. I've had both. I want to heal, But I get that sometimes you need to protect yourself and protect your energy. And I know some people see chaos as terrible, but sometimes that chaos brings order, or that it brings change for some people. But I know we're love and light beings by nature. I get it. I really do. But sometimes you need to protect yourself because other beings want to refract ignorance and extra shit. So in order to make sure my energy is safe, you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm love and light. I'm divinely protected always, and I'm a loving being by nature. But I know I need, but I know, just in case, to protect myself because other beings are on that faloop shit. Sometimes, they on that extra shit sometimes. So that's just me. You know, how you perceive reality is on you. I like I said, I do my best to help who help me, and I do the best to help people. I try to give back, not try. I give back when I can. I receive when I'm down too. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I can. I feel I've never wronged anybody. I've always forgive. I love wholeheartedly. I love too, but I know, you know, it is what it is. Energy is energy. People who forgive you, forgive you. People who don't, don't. I can't control that no more. I can only better myself so that I don't make the same decisions I did before. That's how I see it, you know, and just being the best version of myself as best as I can, with my surroundings, with, everything that's going on, just doing the best I can for myself. Because there's too much shit going on and too much shit to worry about. So, some of the stuff we're just cutting it off. Some stuff imagine like having all these strings above you. Some of those strings I'm just cutting. I'm just like, I'm cool, man. I am cool. Moving forward, it ain't that easy. It really, I know it ain't that easy, but for certain things, if you don't move forward, it's like having an anchor on you. Imagine going up and then you got an anchor. Every time you go up, it's like this. That's how I see it. Moving forward ain't easy at all. But at the same time, like I said, people have different views, different opinions on different things. I try to accept the people how they are instead of trying to manipulate a person to be a certain way, or to try to, like, hey, you got to do this for me, or just do the best I can. So, when I can. I'm not always, A1 hot sauce, you know what I'm saying? But I do the best I can when I can. I'm still in the process of growth. Even with all the stuff I know, I'm still in the process of growing too. So I don't know everything, and I'm glad I don't, because there's so much to learn. There's so much out there, and we're just like a rice grain in the sand, if that makes sense. There's so much out there, but at the same time, it's worth the hard work for the peace, inner peace. Yeah. But at the same time, too, like I said, there's some people who gravitate more towards chaos and destruction, and I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's what they resonate with. And there's some people who resonate more with love and light. That's what they resonate with. So whatever they accept for them, that's their choice. The only thing I can do is be like, okay, that's free will. As soon as I try to, you shouldn't do that because you're interrupting somebody else's free will. You shouldn't do that because, don't do that. I'm a vegetarian. You shouldn't eat meat. People gonna do what they want to do. You grown. That's what I tell them. You a grown ass motherfucker. You make your choices and decisions. Do what you do for you. Whatever happens is what happens, and it's like the roots of a tree. No matter what choice you make, it's always gonna lead to the same tree. That's how I see it. You're a tree in an ocean, and the tree is moving. I know. But yeah, man. Look, I love talking to y'all, but I still got stuff to do. I'm starting to hold my time too, because I realized I was giving so much on social media over the years that I made less time for myself. So now I'm starting to make more time for myself too. So um, if y'all want to show support, like I said, you can donate in my bio of my profile. I have Cash App, Venmo, PayPal if y'all want to show support. I decided to take time for myself a little more, enjoy more outside, a little more outside time, just peace with self. And for some of y'all too, um, yeah, I hope you have a grand day, successful day, wonderful. Let all this abundance flow onto you. Be at peace with self, chill. Um, Whatever you choose to do, let it be you, do you. I'm grateful for everybody. You can rewatch this live too, if you like. You can rewatch this live if you like. It'll be in the live section. So when you click on the profile, you go to where it says live. You go into the live section. Should be good to go. Excuse me. Yeah, y'all be well. But like I said, if y'all want to show support, y'all know what to do. But I'm finna relax a little bit and take a little time for myself. But I'm grateful for y'all very, very much. I love y'all, and I'm always uh, in love with y'all. Grateful, grateful for real. But I'll see y'all soon. Y'all can go under my playlist and rewatch this live. This will be good, and you can send it to somebody who need it too. Cause some of this stuff, especially in the middle of this live, it's an hour and 17 minutes. In the middle of this live, some people might need the message, but it's just a message. It's not trying to influence you to do anything or nothing. It's just to help you along the way. So, love y'all very much. Y'all take care. I will see y'all soon. Adios.